What's up, guys? Are you new to firearms training? Are you looking to get into firearms training? Don't do it by yourself. Don't try to self-teach. Hire a qualified instructor to guide you through everything that you will need to know as a beginner when it comes to firearms, and they will know far better than I do what those are. But some very important reasons why you're going to want to hire a qualified instructor and not just go out to the range by yourself if it's your first time. Number one, it's a huge safety hazard. Just watching some videos on what the 4 rules of gun safety are is not enough. You're going to need to practice proper etiquette when handling a firearm and be guided through that by a qualified instructor, making sure that when you actually go to the range and you shoot, you're doing things properly and you're not being unsafe. So it could be as simple as missing one little thing and you could put yourself or somebody else in danger because you messed up and you were not trained to do things properly because you decided to just go out and do it by yourself. So I'm very grateful that I took several hour-long courses with my coach, Billy Tutko, before I went out to shoot. It made me much more comfortable, and it made me much more aware of what I needed to do when it came to handling my firearm. Number 2, it's much harder than it looks, guys, okay? It's not as easy as point and shoot. Let me tell you, when I first started, I was horrible at shooting. My fiance Chelsea was better than I was, but even she wasn't that good. And it's not as easy as point and shoot. There's many things that you would not even be able to consider if you haven't done it before. So if you know about the Dunning-Kruger effect, it applies to basically every field of knowledge or human activity, where if you are highly ignorant of that subject, you may overestimate your competence in that subject or in that activity. So if you have no idea of anything when it comes to firearms, you can't even articulate, explain, or conceptualize how complex it is. Same thing with Jiu-Jitsu or any kind of martial art. If you've never done any hand-to-hand combat, you cannot conceptualize, articulate, or understand how complex and how in-depth it truly is. It's the same with firearms training. It's not as simple as point and shoot. There is much more complexity and depth to it, and having an instructor guide you through that is going to not only speed up your progress, but like I mentioned before, make sure you're doing it in a safe way and in an effective way. Ammo is expensive, guys, so you want to make sure you're being effective with your training, and that's why Billy Tutko in his previous videos, said, you can also dry fire. Dry firing is free, but you want to make sure that when you do go to the range and you do spend money on ammunition, that you're doing things in a targeted way, making sure that you're improving. Number 3, you will stop yourself from developing bad habits, okay? So if you're fortunate and you've never gone shooting before and you've never developed any bad habits, great. Don't go by yourself and develop those bad habits, because it's much easier to take a blank slate and impose good habits on that person than it is to take someone with bad habits and fix those bad habits. It's the same thing in Jiu-Jitsu. If you have somebody who has trained technique poorly or has, just a bad conception of what they need to do versus someone who's completely blank slate and is very open to intaking new information, obviously the latter person is going to be much easier to teach. When it comes to firearms, just like any other domain, somebody who has developed bad habits is going to be much harder to wean off of those bad habits than someone who's a blank slate. So those are my 3 main reasons why, if you're planning on shooting for the first time, or maybe you just started shooting, you should hire a qualified instructor. If you're in the central Sarasota area, I can highly recommend Billy Tutko, but obviously you guys live in many places around the country probably. So find someone near you that is NRA certified or that has the appropriate certifications, and make sure that they're legit, okay? So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and click that notification bell. All this stuff really helps us spread this content out to more people and grow our channel. We appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you're also subscribed to our Rumble channel, and I'll see you guys next time.